Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to the channel. My name is Kubeir. I am a CICC licensed immigration consultant, and today's video is about the latest, most recent express entry draw, which has just, or not just, but I mean, which was conducted this morning and actually this afternoon. And this was a bit of a good news, bit of a relief because the draws are now being conducted in a regular fashion. This is again an all program draw, so no specific program was identified. And this was fourth in the series of all program draws. So again, good news overall. So let's quickly hop on to what was this draw all about so that we can talk about it more in detail. All right, so express entry draw, as I just mentioned, and this happened today. Today being the 17th of August, this was draw number 229, CRS score of 525. I don't know whether to scream with joy or to scream with fear with the score sticking over the score of, over the number of 525, but this was the fourth draw, which was all program draw. The tiebreaker on this one was for the 28th of December 2021. We'll talk about that in a bit. But the total number of invitations issued in this specific draw were 2,250. Sean Fraser staying true to his word, which is basically increasing the invitations gradually and reducing the CRS score also gradually. So the CRS score obviously dropped from 533 to 525, a drop of 8 points. Number of invitations increased by 250 from the last draw, 2,000 invitations last draw. This draw 2,250. And yeah, this is how it looked like. The pool breakdown, 15th of August, the pool breakdown looks what it is in front of your screen. The scores, or rather the range between 501 to 600 now stands at 8,221. This is as of August the 15th, so 2 days back. Obviously, within the last 2 days, there would have been few profiles which have been added as well. But this number 8221 is lower. And when I'm saying lower, if you see those arrows, they're pointing downwards. And what they basically means is in comparison to the pool breakdown as of the 2nd of August, which was 2 weeks back. At that point of time, the numbers of the profiles in the pool between 501 to 600, which is now our biggest concern or biggest focus, at that point of time, it was 8,975. And that number had increased by almost 1,100 over those last 2 weeks. So this week, this obviously is a much better number. It's looking more healthier. It's looking more promising, 8,221. But at the same time, what we should also see is the number between 601 and 1,200, which is basically the number of nominations that have been issued. This number is very, very critical because this will make a big, big difference as we move along, as we go forward in the forthcoming draws. This number is actually on the lower side, 538. In my opinion, this is on the lower side is because a lot of provinces have not been issuing the nominations, specifically and especially Ontario. Ontario has slowed down, and you know it, I know it. I mean, a lot of us have been discussing about this. Nobody knows the real answer as to why Ontario has slowed down. We knew earlier there was elections, then the new cabinet ministry, and then there were a lot of discussions. But Ontario hasn't picked up speed yet, just yet. Well, honestly, I don't know what is the reason. I don't think anybody else out there knows what is the reason. But this number of 538 that you're seeing between 601 to 1,200, this range is something that we need to keep an eye on, because at some point of time in one of these draws, as we move forward, we will see this number going up drastically because, as I said, Ontario has been holding back on issuing the nomination. That basically means they had issued the notifications of interest. They have ongoing applications which they're processing. At some point of time, they will be issuing the nominations. And when that happens, you will see this number going up, and that will have a big impact on the CRS score for that particular draw, because either the drop is not going to be drastic as we are expecting, or basically it will be a very, very short drop as you would otherwise not expect, basically. So this is one area to be looking at, but overall, it's all looking healthy. It's all looking nice. As I said, in comparison to the previous pool breakdown, which is here, 8,975 here, 8,221 here, just a bit of a repeat there. But what are the key analysis points? Well, the number increase between 500 to 600 range is about 606 profiles. How did we get to that? We obviously took the last draw and the pool breakdown, removed the number of invitations that were issued, came to this particular week's pool breakdown, and then basically did a bit of mathematics, and we come back with 606 profiles. Mind you, the pool breakdown is of 2 days back, so that was on the 15th of August. There is obviously going to be some people who would have been added into the pool within the last 2 days, and obviously we will never know what that number is, and hence 606 profiles as per the numbers available. But obviously this number is not correct. There is a bit of a assumption here, so this number could probably be in the range of 700 and 800, but from what numbers are known, 606 profiles. Number of profiles in the 500 to 600 range, which basically are now remaining. So the number that remain now, the number of profiles that remain now, again, this number is estimate based on the pool breakdown. Obviously, between the last 2 days, more people have been added. So it says 6,509. So basically, let me just tell you what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You see this number 8221? We are now saying that approximately 6,500 profiles now sit in that range between 501 to 600. And what that basically means is that as we move forward and as IRCC continues to increment or increase the number of invitations per draw, so they have finally reached to 2250. Hopefully next draw would be 2500 as is indicated there. From there on, 2750, 3000, 3250, 3500. We will get to 3500 probably in the next 4 or 5 draws. I'm hoping they increase the number of increments to, at least 500. Come on, man, give us some break here. So at least the scores start dropping in a much, much better manner. But at this point of time, if it is 6,500 profiles and roughly 400 to 600 profiles keep adding into the 500 plus range, with that intact, and obviously the number of nominations that keep coming in every single draw, and as I said, there has to be one draw where the number of nominations is going to be very big. The expectation is that the scores will drop to below 500 probably towards the month of October. This is obviously keeping all these assumptions in mind, the number of invitations, the number of people which keep getting added into the pool, of course. So therefore, the next draw's estimate is the invitations of 2,500 will be issued, and the CRS score would be in the range of 515 to 518. I'm not expecting a very big drop, and I've explained that before, is because a large number of people who are sitting into the pool, there are almost 6,500, and they're all concentrating between 501 to 525 at this point of time. So a lot of people over there, and therefore, the drop from here on is going to be not that big unless they issue a big size draw. So this basically is the analysis of the pool and this particular express entry draw. Good thing, the fact that the scores are still dropping, that's the good thing. So congratulations to everybody who received an invitations. Hurrah, happy for you. And I'm sure a lot of you missed out. A lot of you missed out because of the tiebreaker. And we were talking about the tiebreaker. So let's very quickly talk about the tiebreaker. What does the tiebreaker here mean? It was on the 28th of December 2021. 11:03:15 UTC. It basically means that if your score is 525 and if you created your express entry profile after 28th of December 2021, 11:03 UTC, then you would have not been considered in this particular draw. Every single other profile which was over 525, so 526, 527, etc., all above, would be included in the draw, would have received an invitation. But if you're, so the tiebreaker only affects the lowest score that has been drawn. So the score has been drawn at 525. So the tiebreaker only affects score of 525. So if your profile is at 525, your score is at 525. And if you created your profile after the 28th of December, 11:03 UTC, then you would not considered in this particular draw. Fingers crossed, but you should get an invitation in the next draw. Well, that is basically this week's, or rather this express entry draws analysis, breakdown, my opinion, my view, my expression. But good thing is that the draws are happening. It was the 4th consecutive draw, all program draw. That's the only thing basically, which is the happy part of it. The scores are still above 500, which is very, very scary because, I mean, come on, these are crazy, crazy high scores. A lot of you within the 480s, 490s range, they're all very anxious. They're all anticipating the scores to come down. Well, for all of you, all I can say is that just have faith. Wait till the month of November, and you should start seeing 490s appearing in the express entry draws. Obviously, all things with the assumption that the draws are every 2 weeks and the invitation numbers keep going up as we are expecting. So that would be the expectation. Apart from that, there are a lot of other scores which are also, for also asking about the scores. I'm not going to pick out every single score and talk to you about it because we've done that in the past. But everybody who received the invitation, congratulations, this is great. And hopefully we will continue to see these scores dropping as usual. So thank you so much for joining in. This was the last night, rather not last night, but this was a late night broadcast just talking about today's draw. But all good here, and thankfully the scores continue to drop. Thank you so much for joining in, and we shall talk about this more in our weekly roundup on Saturday. Don't forget to join 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I shall see you then. Take care, good night, and I'll see you.